Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to paint this really soft, gentle flower scene because it's winter. We need a soft, gentle hug in the form of a watercolor painting, don't we? Something just soft and lovely and pretty and gentle. And if you're feeling like you could go for that, then grab your brushes, grab whatever paint you have and a piece of watercolor paper, and let's get right down to business. I'm going to start off with a really, really pale wash of purple. Basically, what I'm using is this color. It's called cerulean blue hue. It's basically a phthalo blue plus white. Basically, you just want a really, really soft, watered down blue. You could just water down, ultramarine, actually. I would do that over phthalo on its own just because it's such a strong color. And then you also want to get a little bit of quinacridone rose or quinacridone magenta, some cool, transparent, pinky color. And you want to have that handy too, because we're going to be using that. And this is going to be giving us, oh, that's my very loud cat. That's going to give us a almost like a soft shadow. And the goal of this painting is a gentle hug. I'm giving you a gentle hug with this tutorial. I hope, because it's still winter. We all need a gentle hug in the winter, don't we? So basically with this layer, I want to make a roadmap for my paint to flow. I'm working on Arches paper. Arches paper is a very heavily sized paper. So you can see as I go in and I dab in this just slightly darker color and warmer color, it's more pink, it can flow into these pathways or these like little streams of the cool lighter purpley blue color. And now I'm going to go in with more concentrated magenta, and I'm going to just drip it into what would be essentially the darkest parts of our flowers. If you think of like looking at a flower like a rose, and the petals are all curved around and there's these deep valleys in between the petals. So the darker color is where those deep valleys in the petals are. So you're going to be dropping that color where the petals are closely bunched up. And that would, because that's where you'd have your most dark color. That's where you have your deepest values. Now towards the outside of the petals, I want them like kind of stretching out and reaching for the beautiful sunlight that we all long to feel on our skin this time of year. So they're stretching out to the sunlight and they are getting this peachy beautiful glow. And the peachy beautiful glow is our either quin rose, quin red, whatever you're using for that red, plus some warm yellow. I'm using Indian yellow. And now I want to have some greenery to go with that. So I'll take that Indian yellow and I will mix it with some phthalo green, and just make some little buds, just some little soft, gentle, mossy, lovely filler greenery there. I'm just going by my gut, guys, really just kind of like what would be pleasing, what will go with this vibe of a soft, gentle floral and pulling it together. This is a wonderful way to break out of an art rut or to get yourself started for a larger painting. Because gosh, what kind of feeling is it when you go to your studio and you look at that big white piece of paper or that big white canvas and you've got all the potential and all the opportunity in the world to make something really fantastic out of that gorgeous, expensive white surface that you're looking at? That's terrifying, friends. That's just terrifying, isn't it? You're like, oh, you got all this opportunity, you got all this potential. So when you think of all the potential you have, right? Well, yeah, you don't want to fall on your face. You don't want to create a big crapola pile of doo-doo on it. No, you want to make something beautiful. And, you know, this will build your confidence. Doing something small and gentle and easy like this will build your confidence. Now, the white of the paper is going to give you nice bright white highlights, right? It's also the dry of the paper. I don't want you to think just white of the paper. I want you to think the dry of the paper, because the dry of the paper is going to keep those crisp lines. So if you look at the details in any of the three little flowers that we've been puttering away on, it's that dry white paper that's giving us that crispness. We're kind of painting around those highlights, but in a non-fussy, esoteric, oppressive way. You know, we're just kind of going with the flow. And that's really what we got to do when we are feeling like, it's snowing, it's winter, yuck. You know, maybe that's just me. It's probably just me. Probably other people are like, woohoo, snow, let's go ski or something. But I'm just kind of like, okay, let's go walk the dog. Let's go trudge through the snow. And I'm always looking forward to coming back and working with my art supplies, but sometimes you just get stuck. You get stuck. I don't know what it is. It's a mental block. And little exercises like this can help push you through that mental block, because getting started is the hardest part. Once you get started, it's easy. You know, the first step is the hardest in any journey. And even in a fun journey, like we're playing with paint, for goodness sake, we shouldn't have a hard time. We should be like, you know, yahoo, rainbows and unicorns. Let's get this party started, right? But, you know, even the best of us that can usually, you know, muster up a party out of nothing can sometimes get blah, just feel blah. When you're doing this, also think about color theory and think, what colors have I used and what can I mix together to create new colors? So I used that first blue that we used. I used that phthalo green that we mixed in with that warm yellow to create the warmer greenery. And those two colors together made a beautiful teal. And I thought, oh, that teal will make a really nice just filler sprig. You know, just you're going to fill the space with shapes. Okay. So there's all sorts of different little shapes you can make in flowers and foliage. So find a pleasing shape. Maybe it's a leaf shape. Maybe it's a curlicue. Maybe it's a dab. Maybe it's a dash. Maybe it's a swoosh, you know, and play with those shapes. And you can be very abstract with it. You know, you don't have to be super, this is a flower, I'm going to paint a flower because I'm a professional artist. You know, it's like, no, make some swooshes, make some swoops, make some lines, make some marks, let that juicy paint flow and enjoy that. Even if your painting is an absolute dumpster fire, when you're done, there's going to be parts where those paints just flowed together and it was joy and it was a thrill and it, you know, just made you feel good, right? Put those colors down that make you feel good and make those marks that make you feel good and play with the brush and play with the colors and don't worry about how it comes out. I know it's easier to say than do. I know, because you know what? I've done a lot of paintings this month and maybe 4 or 5 have made it for anyone to see. You know, paint something that makes you feel good. Don't worry about sharing it. And I know that's hard, especially as someone like me. I am like a junkie for validation. I am a validation junkie. I love to post something on Instagram and you know, feel the love. And it can almost feel like I'm wasting my time if I'm not going to put it out into the world. But you got to get over that. You've got to just start and do something and not have that pressure to show anybody. That's why sketchbooks are so important in the growth of an artist. And just create because you need to, you know, we need to, we're humans. That's one human thing that makes us human, is the need to create, whether you show it to anybody or not. So I hope this little, I don't know if I want to call it a tutorial. I hope this little, I don't know, creative hug. It's a video hug. I hope this video hug makes you feel good and inspires you to grab your supplies, you know, and don't take your favorite best supplies that you're going to feel worried about wasting. You know, don't use that precious piece of paper that you've been saving for 5 years. Find something that if you mess it up, you're not going to feel bad about. You don't want to be feeling bad when you're done. You want to feel good when you're done. So get that piece of paper. It's decent quality, but maybe not the most expensive one. Get the paint so you don't mind using and play. And don't have expectations and just enjoy the process. And it may turn out great. You may love it. I hope you love it. I hope you love it. I hope you look at it. Even if it's something that you end up tearing into a bookmark, I hope you look at it and it makes you smile and it brings you joy because of the fun that you had creating it. Because not everything is destined to be on the wall. Not everything is destined to be a masterpiece, but you should enjoy it anyway. That's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video and be kind to yourself. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.